Now, the first booth that we're taking a look at right here, Dan, is obviously, since it's nice bright pink, it's probably a woman's booth. I would probably be able to bet on it that it's a woman's booth. So we're going through here, and you can see that she's got different ways to set things up. She's got a mannequin right here that's got a shirt on it, and on that shirt it's got 100 brooches. And each brooch, which is nice because each brooch is priced and everything else, but she's got them hooked up so you can actually take a look at them. And it's a very good sales item, point of sale item and things like that. She has right here fighting conch shells. I'm not sure we can see these. Each his own. I don't know how they fight. They're all mixed in the plastic bags and everything, and they cost $2 a piece. I'm not going to stick my hand in there because they're supposed to be fighting conch shells, things like that. But you can take a look, and this is a very nice, well put together booth. And what I say, it is not only merchandised, but it's somewhat decorated. So you've got both things going both ways. You've got to take a look in that. Now, merchandising a booth is very good, and that's what I promote for young dealers and other dealers. They take a look, and if they ask me what's wrong with their booth or why things aren't selling, and I say, well, it looks like a nice room in your house versus a nice room to sell in. And this one has a point of sale things like the conch shells, and it's got racks and everything. Here we have a nice little thing that, and I'm not sure if this was supposed to be something that goes over. Maybe this is a knit that goes over your shoulders. I'm not quite sure, but it is expensive. It's $20, so it is a nice little thing. She's got a hard tag on it to make sure someone doesn't, somehow get out of here without being paid for. In here you can find other things. She's got tins. Now, she doesn't have too many tins, but she does have a few tins and scattered around here. And this is basically the merchandising of her booth and the marketing of it. I'm sure she has more of them at home, so she's able to replenish those. The one main thing is that if you have something and you have a theme, you can back that theme up. If you can't back it up when you sell something, or let's just say you have a great weekend, what are you going to put in at Monday? Do you have the things to put in at Monday, or do you have to go shopping? Well, sometimes you're not going to be able to find those things. I like to sell old typewriters, but at the moment, they're really hard to find because someone or some people got the idea to take and strip the keys off of them to sell for jewelry, and now the old ones are getting harder and harder to find. They're getting more costlier at auctions because of the jewelry point of view. As you can see, as Dan scans through this booth, you can walk through, and it's got some nice small pottery items. This is a salt and pepper shaker, and I believe this is a Red Wing. It looks like a Red Wing piece. And I believe this is also, it's because it says Red Wing Pottery. Might have hit me right there between the eyes. Red Wing Pottery. So those are the whole thing. And since we live near Minnesota and Red Wing, Minnesota, we have a lot of people that come through here that stop and buy Red Wing products. So she's got this small little area that she's devoted to Red Wing, and I'm sure she does quite well at it. Here we have a dresser, and it's an old-time dresser. It's got the nice spoon work on the front, the wood. I'm not going to go through and take a look. I can tell you this one looks very much like walnut, old walnut one. But on the top, she's got one of these that help. What they were used for is they found out very quickly that perfumes, after someone did such a great job at finishing the dresser, that a spill of perfume on the dresser would ruin the top. Well, not ruin it, but you'd have to take and strip the top and put a new, stain it again. So they made these, which most of them are made with mirrors. A lot of them sit up a little higher. My wife's is 1.5 inches off the top of the dresser. And they put the perfume bottles on as she's done. So it looks very much like it would in a household. It looks quite a bit like my wife's, as a matter of fact. This looks like a piece of Fenton. Of course, and if you're in the business, you know that, and she's got the bottom mark. Yeah, no, it is Fenton. Rose crest, and it's $40. It's a nice piece. As everyone knows, Fenton is down to one plant fired up, and no one is quite sure who owns it now. We took a good hard look at it and had some people. We think the Chinese bought it, or bought all the molds and everything. But they're not out there telling anybody who owns it. But they do have one plant still fired up, or one hearth, or whatever it is, and they still are making things, but not very many, and not the high-end things. The high-end things are there when you see them. If you see them at auctions and you believe it's affordable, buy it, because Fenton, sooner or later, will become more and more harder to find.
She's doing a good job at merchandising, because it wouldn't be good to put a can opener on top of this. But putting something that... No,
one of the tins would not look good here. This is all stuff that you'd find it. Your wife might even have this the way it's set up for her bedroom piece. Now this, I think, would be in, this only has 3 drawers. My wife takes up 12 drawers or 14 drawers or God knows how many drawers. So she'd probably have to have another big thing in another room, which she does. We also have here, which in some areas, we have a lot of old umbrellas, and this follows the theme of this booth. She's got 8 or 9 umbrellas in a nice umbrella stand that it's been repainted, but it looks like it's been repainted for the times. So this booth is very nice. It's easily walked into. It's got a lot of different kinds of merchandise, all the way down to, even in a square thing, we have some golden books. And we have some vintage blotters. Now, I'm not sure exactly what a blotter is, but I do know they sell. I think it had to do with fountain pens, and I believe that's correct on the fountain pens. So everyone, now, once again, they all found out that people like to use blotters. So why is there a lot of blotters? Because everybody put their advertising on the blotter. They put their name on the blotter. Why? To get their, good, it's upside up. To get their name on the blotter. And this is Occident, well, it's not accident, the Occident Flour, Russell Miller Milling Company. So they handed blotters out, and here's one with dates on it. Here's a insurance blotter. Here's one with Walpole's Preparation. We definitely aren't going to go into that. Because no, we aren't. Key cylinders that work like this. And so she's got these, and she's got a selection, and they're all wrapped up and all priced quite nicely so that you can reach in and take a look, and people can take a look at them. And once again, it's in an appropriate type thing. It looks like it's in a little keyhole desk type item. She's got the books, a pen, a little inkwell, a pen holder, probably doesn't hold this type of a pen, but this is St. Joseph Mercy Hospital. Once again, this is probably a gift item from St. Joseph's, and it's a nice little wood box. So this is a nice booth. It's put together well with some thought. Now, in contrast to this booth, we have a primitives booth right here. And I just happen to know it's Joe's and Sandy's booth. It's Carter's Station. That's what's up on the thing. And they deal in a lot of primitives, as you can see. And he sells a lot of primitive furniture, as that wainscot right there, Wayne's Breath or Wayne's whatever, type cabinet. The thing is that a lot of these old places had 10-foot ceilings, and this is an 8-foot cabinet. As you can see, either that or I shrank a lot. The 8 foot only fits in a few. In my house, I couldn't fit it because my ceilings are 8 foot or 8'6". So this is a little bit too big for my house. But there's a lot of places that a lot of people have bought a lot of them from him, and they like this size. I remember one time they brought in one. One of these was brought in, and it was green and ugly and old, and I thought, my God, that's going to take 6 months to sell. The guy put it down and then rolled it out. I said, why'd you take it out so fast? Oh, the guy bought it. I just couldn't believe it. The next guy walking past, before it even got settled to get dust on it, bought it, and they just wheeled it right back out. So this has got a lot of primitives. You can see an old sprinkler can, which are getting more and more expensive. This one's $20. If it had the copper front end on it, this nozzle, you'd see them all the way up to $50 now.